Okay. Welcome to the Fighting Final, everybody. I'm sorry, that was a boring-ass Phillies game. Um, Offense is a thing of the past, I guess, for Philadelphia Phillies baseball. After last night, spending a 2 hour and 45-minute rain delay to watch them lose it, to then have to travel to St. Louis, to then have to look completely exhausted. Aaron Nola, I'm a little concerned. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. And this team came out to a nice start. Some bright spots, of course. Zach Wheeler and Luzardo have been good, but you know the cold offense. This was painful to watch tonight. Just paint drying, watching grass growing type baseball tonight. And I've watched all kinds of baseball. I can enjoy all kinds of baseball. I can enjoy a pitcher's duel. I can enjoy a slugfest. I can enjoy a close game. Like the Dodgers series, there was a lot of close games. It felt like people are always fighting. Tonight, there was no fight. This another pitcher of this team should have looked like they should have had a couple of hits against, making starting pitching look like Cy Young Award winners. Just it's a lot. There's many things to go over. So let's just jump into some of these comments here. Mike, what's going on, my friend? Always good to talk to you. One of my many things that bother me about Robbie, Bohm and Marsh are struggling, so just give him some time off to hit on the side. Watch some video, go in the cage under the bank, and let Sosa play third. Rojas in center field. Both these guys struggle, are turning into mental stress. Yeah, listen, it's mental stress for them. It's mental stress for us. It's tough to say. Look at with I was at last season with Nick Castellanos. Did he make the right decision by sticking by him? Because once he got hot, he was hot and he stayed hot. One of our hottest hitters of the second half of the season. It's I don't know if putting Sosa in every day would work. Rojas, and I'm a big Rojas fan, but he's been dumbfounding. We saw him, let a ball fall in front of him. We've seen just him trying to swing, kind of like Nick Castellanos type thing that always bothered us. Like come up and swing violently at the first bat. When you're not a power hitter, Rojas, you're just hit the ball. Like bat and ball, your legs will get in play. But I don't know. I don't know what the answer is because there's no hitting whatsoever. I feel like you want to sit them all, and maybe except for Schwarber, who's pretty most consistent hitter on the team for the most part. But they have one run in the last 17 innings. One run in the last 17 innings of baseball played. No bueno, you're not going to win any games. I don't care how bad the team on the other side is. You're not going to win. Where's the fight in our Phillies? Star Wars, that is the biggest question tonight. Biggest question the last few nights. They lost. I guess now they're they lost 3 of their last 4 games. Tough with a rain delay yesterday. Staying up, I watched the whole game, 2.5 hour, 2 hour and 45-minute rain delay. And then today, can you blame a little bit on that? Sure, but it's just, I don't know if it would have made a difference, to be honest with you. I don't know. I really don't. Joe Hale, tough loss. All losses are tough, Joe, but what makes this one tough, it's tough for us to watch. Like, this team just seems listless, just tired. Again, they were in Atlanta. They had to travel. They got into St. Louis at 4:00 their time, I think. They didn't take BP today. Obviously, kind of showed a little bit today. They did do some fielding, but they didn't take any BP. Nolan, no home run. Yeah, Nolan, no home run, but there's some concerns for me. He had a lot of walks tonight, a lot more walks than he's used to, and his velocity was in question. 89 miles per hour in some things, 90, 91, like not typical Aaron Nola velocity thing. So I'm hoping there's no lingering injuries trying to fight through. So, because that could be burnt, that could burn us. It's bad enough now with him struggling, but if he's going to be missed some time, the question would be who will it be. But yeah, he just doesn't seem to have his great stuff so far this year. Boom, 0 for 90. Marsh, 0 for 90. But let's just keep running him out there. Great managing, Rob. He should be winning manager of the year with a landslide. Yeah, again, I can't say it's right or wrong because it's a feel for how the guys act and how it is to motivate these guys. But boom, I mean, I don't know. Is it because he's struggling? His faces, his mannerisms, the way he acts. Does it bother us more? I don't know. An 0-2 loss to St. Louis, which isn't a great team. But it doesn't look like, I don't think it matters who's out there. I don't care who's out there right now. Starting pitching look like Cy Young Award winners against this entire team. I mean, you can get on the bottom of the order: Alec Boehm, Brandon Marsh, Rafael Marchand, but Max Kepler didn't do much today. Nick Castellanos had one of the 3 hits tonight. Kyle Schwarber with one of the 3 hits tonight. I mean, they're not striking out. If you want to find some sunshine here. Trey Turner had that one hit, kind of lead off the ninth. Like, okay, maybe they're gonna make it interesting. 3 ground balls or 2 ground balls and a fly ball to end the game. So I agree. It's no bueno with those guys. And yeah, let Sosa play. Let Johan Rojas play. Let him watch a couple games. I mean, are these the guys who they are? Is this who they are? That's a question we're going to have to ask ourselves. And I mean, still a little early sample size to start judging anybody on the season, but it's starting to kind of lean that way. Boehm needs to bat 8th or 9th. I don't know if Boehm could bat 10th or 11th. I don't know if it would make a big difference, Joe. Boehm has been bad since the second half of the last summer. Yeah, and I kind of wondered a little bit, Mike, if the trade rumors in the offseason were going to either motivate him or get in his brain more. And I kind of lean towards getting his brain more because he just doesn't have that attitude that, hey, you want to trade me? Like, I think Nick Castellanos has that attitude. We heard that when his comments in the preseason, people kind of got on him about his comments. But I think the comments meant like, I'm not worried about what you think. He's in his own brain, man. No good. Good bull tonight. Well, yeah, I mean the bullpen. It's like bullpen struggles when the offense is hitting well. The offense is hitting well, and or not hitting well, and the bullpen doesn't struggle. Like the team, if they can just get on the same page, okay, that'd be great. Stott is not a leadoff hitter. Well, I mean, he could be, but he hasn't been hitting great. I don't know. I still don't know. I mean, the righty lefty maybe lineup tonight situation. I don't know why he wouldn't just put Trey. But again, I mean, Trey had 1 hit. Bryce had no hits. He just walked. Schwarber had the 1 hit. So put Trey or Schwarber in there. Does it change the complexion of the game, Star Wars? I don't know. This whole team is struggling right now. It's a struggle, but it's a struggle for us to watch it. The baseball they're putting out there it's a snooze fest. I mean, I struggle to keep my eyes open. It's Friday, worked all week. I was tired. I was hoping to watch and enjoy a decent baseball game, maybe a little bounce back game. Nah, didn't get that. Didn't get that tonight. I've been saying this for years that the team takes on their manager's personality. Well, Robbie has no personality. This team has none also. But what do I know? I listen, Mike. I know you have that Rob Thompson hate, and I'm not saying he's not the issue. Maybe he is. Jolting would it jolt the team? I don't know, but I can't say it's all Rob Thompson. I mean, you can't tell me they're all not hitting because of Rob Thompson. It's just I don't know. Maybe it's like kind of like we said when Taijuan Walker would come up to pitch last year. This team kind of got like in a mental funk. Well, with all these other guys struggling, are they all in a funk? I don't know if changing the manager would make this team much different. Nola was great up until the 5th and with 5 Ks, but sloppy snowball effect took over. Pat, I don't know if he was great even up until the 5th. He got out of some jams. He showed us some things like, okay, he got into some trouble, a couple walks more than usual, but he got out of it. But he did not have his stuff tonight. He did not have his velocity tonight. And he did not have his command tonight. And I'm wondering if there's something more physically, more than mentally, going on with Aaron Nola. The players need to call an all players meeting. Oh, we're in April and we're calling an all players meeting. I mean, it's accountability. It is definitely now. Who is to enforce this accountability? I would guess Rob Thompson, but also Kyle Schwarber, Bryce Harper. Those guys have to be leaders in maybe even Nick, maybe have to be leaders, but they have to lead by example in my eyes. And they're not hitting much better. They're not. It's not like they're going up there and hitting a couple balls, and then when it gets to the other guys, they're just letting all these great opportunities slide through their fingers. There's no opportunities. They had 3 hits tonight, guys. They had 2 walks. They're on base 5 times. 5 times. What are you gonna do with that? 8 for 51 with runners in scoring position last 7 games. 1.56 batting average. It's not just tonight. No. I know it's Matty B. So Matty, yeah. It's not just tonight. They had a nice little good start to the season. Took 2 series from your Nationals and the Dodgers. You beat the Dodgers. That looked, again, a lot of playoff like atmosphere back and forth with that kind of series, that game. But no, it's not just tonight. Jose, what's going on, Jose? 0 excuses. People work 7 days a week, 16-hour shifts, 12-hour shift. These players are paid millions to show up. Brandon Marsh sucks. Maybe Brandon Marsh does suck. Maybe Brandon Marsh is what Brandon Marsh is. Now, I know there's a certain guy, and it's a rap guy, going to be sitting here, and he's going to be talking about a certain ex-catcher that we traded to get Brandon Marsh here. But I'm not saying it was the right trade. I'm just saying we can't go back and fix it, unfortunately. Ricky Deal. Ricky is watching. Ricky, you have an It's a Rap Sports logo. Good for you, man. All right, man. Let Bohm sit. They try to let Bohm go. You're right, Al. Bohm just can't be just the whipping boy. The whole lineup doesn't show up. No, the whole lineup hasn't shown up. 1 run in 17 innings is not Alec Bohm. Alec Bohm isn't helping it. Maybe Alec Bohm's attitude demeanor is kind of spilling over, but still, just like Jose just said, 0 excuses. If somebody's sucking, these other guys have to pick up the pace. They have to pick up the pieces. They have to pick up the slack, and they got to lead by example. That's where I'm looking at it. It's not just Bohm. The longer Bohm keeps sucking, his trade value is going to be 0, which is me being nice. Well, yeah. Bohm is like Carson Wentz and Ben Simmons, weak-minded. Well, his attitude definitely does have that same sense. I can see that, Mike. There's things aren't going my way, moo-hoo attitude. You can see, even when he was trying to hold it back and he's in the dugout after popping up for the first pitch. I mean, I don't know. I've always kind of been from the mentality is, all right, you have to see the hits come, or you have to get on base. Then the other hits will come, and the singles would come, and the singles would turn into doubles into triples and home runs and all that, and so much. You just have to see it happen. You have to will it to happen. And going up and swinging at the first pitch is not what he should be doing. He should be just working the count, fouling off balls, making the pitcher work. Sooner or later, somebody's going to make a mistake, and he'll let him pay. And that could be what jolts a guy like Alec Bohm out of whatever funk he's in. See, I think Alec Bohm's in a funk, but I think Brandon Marsh is just Brandon Marsh. I think he is who he is. He's had some success here over the years. Maybe it was lightning in a bottle and just can't trap it again. I don't know. Fire Kevin Long. I mean, fire everybody. Fire whoever. If it takes a firing, then fire somebody. I don't know if firing anybody is who or what it's going to take. Painter looked good, touched 100 miles per hour a couple times. Yeah, I've been watching, paying attention to that too. Okay, yeah. So Painter comes here, say he's a starter. They can move Ranger or Taiwan or both them into the or one of them into the bullpen. Can't score runs off of that. I mean, that's the problem. These guys need a jolt. somewhere. It's like life support. It's like the old ER when the paddles. Like I don't know. Like this team, it's painful to me to come on here and talk to you guys about it because there's nothing to talk about. It's going to be a bitch session, but it should be a bitch session. You have every right. Everybody in these comments have every right to be angry at every ounce, at every corner of this team right now, from the offense to the bullpen to the managing and the hitting coaches and the pitching coaches. Like every right. Anybody who sat and watched last night's game and then this night's game, even if you were not at the stadium, they're owed something. Philly should be sending you a little gold medal saying thank you. They need to look at how the Eagles won the Super Bowl. Can I Star Wars? Not trying to put you on blast here, but I'm just going to put this out there. The Eagles winning the Super Bowl and the Phillies playing bad mean absolutely nothing. It makes it much more stark comparison because you just had great success, the ultimate success with the Eagles. And now the Phillies are kind of stumbling out of the gates. The Eagles can win 10 Super Bowls, and it doesn't mean anything to the Phillies winning anything. And vice versa. If the Phillies can win 10 World Series, and the Eagles can suck. I mean, it has nothing to do. Apples and oranges. They're both a sport. They're both across the street from each other, and that's about as close as it gets. You would hope maybe they would see how the city reacted and go, I want that. I want to be part of that. I want to be marching down the street on Broad Street. We're having hundreds of millions and millions of people cheering us on. That's the only thing. This is the ultimate question. I would love to know. I would love to give a little truth serum to Dabrowski. Honestly, I think Justin Crawford was why they didn't make any big moves in center field. Why they're trying to see if they can get Brandon Marsh to platoon with Johan Rojas. I think that game plan was we're going to keep Crawford down until, he serves enough time that we can bring him up where it doesn't hurt his eligibility situation. I would love to know if we had some truth serum. That would be what I really think that was their game plan going in. I think they are ready to bring. I think of everything they had their druthers, Justin Crawford would be in a Phillies uniform right now playing for this team. It wouldn't hurt. I mean, what worse can he do than Alec Boehm, and then Brandon Marsh out in center field and Johan Rojas. And like I said, I'm a big Rojas fan. I like his speed. I like his defense. I like same thing kind of with Brandon, but they are a huge liability at the plate. There's not even like an opportunity anymore. I just don't see what a couple games off for Boehm and Marsh would hurt, or it could be helpful. I don't think it's going to hurt or help either. I can't say it's going to hurt or help either. I should say, Mike. If that's what needs to take, then do it. I'm just saying, I don't know if Brandon Marsh is going to be any better, and I think Alec Boehm can be better, but is he just a streaky, wishy-washy kind of guy? I don't know. Didn't know. The Phillies have been swinging at the first pitch, is losing to the Mets in the playoffs. Honestly, one thing is, even despite all their crap lately, they have one of the better on-base percentages in Major League Baseball as of right now. One of the best, if not the best, walk percentages in baseball, but that doesn't score you, just get you on base, and then they're leaving numerous guys on base. As I believe Matty B said earlier, 8 for 51 in runners in scoring position in the last 7 games. A 1.156 batting average. No bueno. So Kevin Long is the hitting coach, and he has 2 assistants. Man, these guys can't hit. Listen. I kind of go back and forth on the firing of the hitting coach and the pitching coach a little bit. These guys are professionals. Some of these guys are top of their game. Boehm, or not Boehm, Harper, Schwarber, those kind of guys. So when they get cold, it's Kevin Long's fault. When they're hot, they're hot. It's all Harper. It's all Schwarber. It's all whoever. I agree it's their job to get them out of funks, but it's also baseball, and it's it's a mental thing with baseball. So I mean, unless they're shrinks, I don't know if that's going to help. I don't know. Again, I'm not sitting here telling you not to fire the hitting coach. I'm also not sitting here telling you I'm also telling you I don't know if that's going to be the change that this team needs to be better. You know what I mean? Does it shake it up a little bit? Just bringing somebody else in to do it. Maybe for a week or two, and then they get back to their bad habits. Castellanos struggled a little bit at one point, and he was looking like Castellanos. Like you just knew it. You just threw the ball. Like last night wasn't Castellanos' night. Like a typical, just throw the ball somewhere around the plate, and he's going to swing at it. Like that. That's his bad habits. Just they get in these funks, and that's what happens. All right, let's jump on some of the stuff here. I want to go through the box score. It'll be quick because there ain't much to talk about. 0 for 4. Like I said, Bryson Stott got the leadoff position tonight. 0 for 4 with a strikeout. He's batting at 256 right now. Turner was 1 for 4 with one of the 3 hits tonight. You saw at the end of the lead off the 9th inning. He's batting at 268 right now. Bryce Harper's 0 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout. He's batting at 250 right now. Kyle Schwarber is 1 for 4. He was one of the 3 hits tonight with a 280 with a 1.1 OPS. So, I mean, he's still getting on base. Like, it's funny. The 4-hole hitter on base guy. Like, he's such an anomaly, Kyle Schwarber. He will continue to shock. I will tell my great grandkids about Kyle Schwarber and just talk about him like this mythical unicorn, Lord of the Rings character type scenario. He's the mountain from the what's it called? What was that show? Game of Thrones. You know what I mean? Like he's just this weird, crazy, larger than life character that just doesn't make sense in reality. And that is Kyle Schwarber's on base percentage. Nick Castellanos was 1 for 4. He was the third of the 3 hits. Or actually, he was he was the second of the 3 in this case. He was 1 for 4. He's batting at 271. Kepler went 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Boom, of course, 0 for tonight with a strikeout, 0 for 3. Brandon Marsh was 0 for 2 with a walk. Boom is batting a 151. Marsh is batting a 125. And Marshawn also not that great. Yes, we all know Miami wish it was Logan. I wish it was Logan O'Hoppe. Okay, Matt. If I could go back in time and Dombrowski, stop right there. Don't do this. It's not going to pay off in the long run. I would, but we can't. Nothing to do about it. And Marshawn 0 for 3 with a 1.25 as our catch tonight. And the Phillies had 30 at bats, 0 runs, 3 measly hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. I mean, that should be like the first, outside the 30 at bats, that should be like the first 3 innings at best. Like those numbers, giant snooze fest. You think, Sandy Koufax came out and decided to pitch tonight. Like Gibson came out walked off the murals off of St. Louis and came down and decided to pitch tonight. I don't get it. I mean, the Cardinals didn't have much better of a line. I mean, they had 32 at bats. They had 2 runs off of 9 hits, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, no long balls tonight. I'm sorry. 5 walks, 10 strikeouts with the 2 RBIs. Again, none of that's going to stat-wise blow your mind. It's just what a snooze fest. This team, I'm hoping a little bit, like if part of me, it's all hope, but don't believe. Is it being tired from playing late, 2 hour and 45-minute rain delay and having to travel halfway across the country? But that's probably not the problem. This team is really just not good right now. We need to extend Schwarber. I don't know if that's the answer. I mean, listen, if you're gonna let's devil's advocate for a minute here, Star Wars. Let's just say this team turns out not to be that great this year. Maybe what we saw a little bit in the beginning against the Dodgers and all that was a little bit of an anomaly. And this is the team we're going to get. This very mediocre, maybe squeaks in the playoff at best, but just doesn't do anything. Are you going to want to run it back with everybody? You want to clean some house? I mean, Schwarber, I don't know. But Schwarber is playing well. He's a good DH. So I get what you're saying. I'm not saying Schwarber's the answer, but do you want to just move on from a bunch of guys, or you want to keep him around? That's a question that will have to be asked. How's the Cardinals got away with having the regular colors on the City Connection? I tweeted this out earlier, Star Wars. I tweeted out the Cincinnati because they were the Reds. I've been saying this a lot. The Reds City Connects. You got to check them out. They are black with red trim, and it says Cincy on it. If you just imagine that saying Philly, those things would be fire for the Phillies. It doesn't have to not be your regular colors. They can change it up a little bit. It's just that's what it is. Oh my God, Albome and Marsh are automatic outs. Barb, yes, they are. I'm not disagreeing with you at all. I'm one. I was just saying earlier, but I don't know if you were listening. I said, I think Bohm's in a funk, but I think Marsh is who Marsh is. Like, honestly, I don't know. Like, I think he is who he is, and it's scary. Like and I said, I really think they were hoping that they could get away with him for a couple, like maybe 6 to 8 weeks, and then survive off of him. And then I really think Crawford's coming. I think Crawford by June 1st, at the utter latest, is in a uniform playing center field for your fighting Phils. I do. I really do. Sorry, Al, Nola shouldn't be tired. He didn't play last night. Oh, I'm not saying Nola's tired from playing. I'm worried. I think Nola might have some injuries or something. He just physically doesn't look right. Velocity wasn't there. He definitely didn't have his command tonight, and hasn't been great all season long. I mean, he has his clunkers here and there. I mean, he hasn't been terrible either. But 89 on the clock a couple times, I worry about that a little. I wonder if he's struggling with a bit of an injury. Hey, Barb, I'm not saying he should be tired from last night. I'm not making that excuse. Trust me, especially for him. I wonder if there's more physically wrong with him. I think Nola's still a really good pitcher. Something's wrong. Like either he's just he hasn't got it together yet. He's still in spring training mode or whatever, or he has a physical injury. I wonder. I don't think he has a dead arm, like, oh, he just decided to age overnight and he can't play. But I think there might be a physical injury for him where he can't hit that velocity, and he doesn't have the command that we're hoping for. This is their first back-to-back loss of the season. Something to think about, Al. Just saying. Just saying what, though, Dave? That's my question. Just saying what? Are we saying that it's an excusable thing, that this is their first back-to-back loss, or, are you saying this is a prelude? Do you feel like there are more things to come? I'm not overreacting. I'm not sitting there telling you this team is terrible right now, but this team is struggling. Like I said, 1 for 17, 1 run in 17 innings. I'm going to go back to it again. Matty B had the numbers up earlier. 8 for 51 with runners in scoring position in the last 7 games, a 1.56 batting average with runners in scoring position in the last 7 games. You can't survive off of that no matter how good or bad the opposing team is. I'm not sitting there telling you sell the team. I'm telling you there is very much some worrisome parts that could fix themselves. Even the bullpen has been slightly a tick better just as of recently. But there's really no hitting going on. Now it's across the board. So I worry about that less when it's across the board than it's when it's 1 or 2 guys are just in a funk. When it's like, okay, you're getting like pretty consistent hitting for most guys, except for 2 guys that are really kind of, because then moving them up and down the order makes sense. All right, well, if Bohm's in the 4th and 5th spot and he's just struggling, but everybody else around him's doing well, move him down so they can capitalize. But they're all not doing. It's all of them. If he's injured, he shouldn't be there. He shouldn't be out there. No excuses. I'm not disagreeing with you, Barb. I'm not disagreeing. I'm wondering if he's dealing with some sort of injury. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if he's just in there. I can work through it. And they're allowing him the opportunity to try. I would not be surprised after tonight, especially with those velocity issues, if they come back and say, "Oh, he's going to miss his next start," or we're gonna let him skip his next start, rest a little bit, and get reevaluated. I would not be surprised if we hear that. Walker and Luzardo have been doing good. Yes. Phillies haven't hit all season. They are lucky to have those wins. They haven't. No. Well, I mean, there's a couple games they hit well. The last Dodgers game, the one Nationals game. But yeah, I mean, overall, it's not like they're just. There's no games where they lit up the board with 10+ runs or anything. You're right. There's some games they squeaked out some wins, but they had some timely hitting. And right now they've been boasting, oh well, when it gets to the bullpen, the Phillies are, they're destroying bullpens now. They're destroying the Nationals bullpen. They're hitting well against the Dodgers bullpen a little bit, who have a decent bullpen. The Rockies bullpen, so those are other things to be considered right now. This team is listless, lifeless, cold. DOA, I think is a good way to put it. So if you were the Phillies manager, how would you make the lineup tomorrow? That is a really good question. Because here's the thing. The whole lineup's not hitting, so what does it matter? I mean, I listen. I would go tried and true if really to answer your question, Joe. All right, let's let me do this. Let's see. I want to see who's pitching tomorrow. Let's do that. Who is pitching tomorrow? I should have that ready. Miles Mikolas. He's a righty. I would. I'd probably go Trey. I would say Trey would definitely. I would definitely have Trey lead off. Harper. Maybe Trey, Stott, Harper, Schwarber, Casty. I would have Sosa in the mix there, probably. Kepler, Johan, and then, I'm sorry, JT, Kepler, and then the rest of how I said it, and Johan batting ninth. That's where I would be. Hi, Maddie, if you laugh out loud. Yeah, it's him. They are flailing. Nobody expects Schwarber to drive the ball on this team. Nobody expects Schwarber to drive the ball on this team. Stelio, they're all flailing, but he's actually been the most consistent guy. I mean, he's the last guy I'm going to actually. He's like the last on my list right now. I'm going to critique. Can't have Marsh out there. I really can't take him anymore. No, Barb, it's cringeworthy. Cringeworthy baseball with him out there right now. Him and Alec. And they call them the daycare, which I know they said, and I love that Harper said this earlier. Like, they're not the daycare anymore. They're veterans now. They should know what to do and blah 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 blah. But their facial, especially Bohm's facial expressions and how their mannerisms and their body is not showing that. Nobody but Schwarber is driving the ball. Oh, got you. Thank you. So you're playing Bohm Noir? No. I said Sosa. I put Sosa in. I say play Sosa. I mean, listen. Do I think Sosa's he's going to have the same success that he's having right now if he plays every day for a whole year? I don't know. I don't think so. I really don't think so. Not saying he couldn't, but I just don't think so. I don't know if he's an everyday player. But if he can play for 2 weeks or so, and kind of like he did when Trey was down last year, and really fill in, then so be it. I'll take that. Bring it on. But let's look at the pitching real quick. And guys, remember, you're watching the It's a Wrap Sports Network with the Fighting's Final, and I'm Big Al. If you want to talk sports with me when I'm not doing a Fighting's Final or jumping in on the show for somebody, you can follow me at Big Al Sports with a Z at the end on the X or Twitter or whatever you call it. I would bring Buddy Kennedy up for Stott. Isn't Buddy Kennedy? Didn't he ask to be moved on from? I don't even know if he's part of the organization right now. Marsh needs to have a look. He needs to shave and look like an adult. So he's adult. He's so immature. Listen, it's like anything. Like if he is like just killing it and killing it and just like the best player on the team, you would all be wearing fake beards to play. Everybody wearing their fake beards and Fear the Beard T-shirts and yada yada yada. I don't care about his beard. His beard means nothing to me, nothing at all. The beard is nothing. It's all about being a man at the plate, being an adult at the plate, working on what you're failing with, and getting yourself out of this slump. Now let's look at the pitching lineup here. So now Nola is lost. He's 0 for 3 on the season. In 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs. Both of them are earned, 4 walks, 7 strikeouts. He's a 5.51 ERA. No long balls tonight, but I'm telling you, it's his velocity and his control tonight that really scare me. Those 4 walks were very uncharacteristic of Aaron Nola. And maybe the only other thing I can think of, maybe he's in his own head about letting up the long ball, and that's why he was missing spots. But the velocity is really what scares me right now. Then the Pen did what they were supposed to do, though. I mean, 1 inning for Jose Ruiz, 1 hit and a strikeout. Hernandez came in with 1 hit and a walk and a strikeout and an inning. And Tanner Banks had 2 hits and a strikeout, but did not let up any runs. Kept his game at a reasonable 2-run lead for the Cardinals without giving anything up and giving the fighting Phillies a fighting chance, what they just did not allow to happen. I mean, it's straight and simple. Pitching didn't do it. I mean, if I told you the Phillies kept the Cardinals at 2 runs tonight, no matter how it was, 2 runs from your starting pitching or sprinkled throughout the bullpen or one of each or whatever, before this game started, if Al jumped in the DeLorean and cranked it to 88 miles per hour and came to you and said, all you guys in the chat, hey, Phillies pitching will hold the St. Louis Cardinals to 2 runs tonight, you would sign up for that right away. So pitching was not the issue. Now, Nola, I'm worried, but he still didn't give up a lot. I mean, I'm worried about more going into the future than just tonight. As much as tonight, I'm more worried about the future. But pitching was not the issue tonight. It was the lifeless bats that fouled the Phillies, fouled the Fightins faithful out there. Okay? That's it. If you're going to have anger, if you're going to have animosity, if you're going to look at things to point your finger at and blame, it's going to be the bats. It's going to be the offense of the Phillies because there was no fight in these fightings. They were the flailing Phillies tonight. The failing Phillies. The failing Phillies. That's what they were. And it is a joke that a lineup, this kind of payroll, with this kind of talent on there, allowed a night like this to happen again. You can make the excuses. You could try to say fire Robbie. You could try to tell me to fire the hitting coach. Bryce Harper, hitting coach. Nick Castellanos, how much do you think he listens to a hitting coach? Again, I'm not saying it doesn't help. I mean, even Bryson Stott helped Harper get out of a funk by looking at tape from 2022, and he said, I looked at it and I sold. Maybe they all should do that. Maybe they all should do like a everybody look at everybody else. Go watch tape. What is Bohm doing different? What is Harper doing different? And everybody brings in. Maybe like a lot of the guys see the same thing, and it's like just look at each other, and it's just an anonymous thing. It's not Harper telling Stott he's doing something wrong. It's everybody telling Harper this is what we're seeing. Maybe try this and say I don't know. You have to look at it. That's what it is. That's what it is. Like this team was lifeless tonight. So part of me hopes that they're going to come out of it, and that's all we can do right now. Like I said, it's only April. I mean, we're April 11th. I'm not going to freak out about the team just yet. But as I'm looking at the comments right now, they look like a team from July of last year. And Barb, I can't disagree with you. And that's why I think this burns a little bit more. I mean, where they have improved is their on-base percentage. They're not striking out. And they're getting on, and they're walking. They're getting on base. They're just not getting guys across the plate. That's the problem. That's the part that has not gotten better yet. They've improved in some of those areas, like the things that lead up to that, but they haven't improved in all those areas, and that's the big improvement that needs to be done. Manufacture some runs. Do it the old school way. Lean into something. Chase Utley, lean into it. A little bloop single here, there. Let it all add up. That's what this team needs to do. The other things will come. If you just force yourself to get somebody across the plate, kind of break the seal, I think the rest of it will come. How is Bohm still bad with a torpedo bat? I think he could be using a redwood, California redwood, to swing, and he would still miss a beach ball. Okay, the torpedo bats don't make everybody. If that's how it works, we all would be Major League Baseball players. Robbie holds nobody accountable, and the players are all running the Assam. There are no captains or captains. There's no captains or no dog in this team, no heart. Right now, yeah, there is no dog in this team, no heart. So I can't say there's no captains. I don't like saying that because we are not. I listen. I covered this team. I've been in the field house. I've been in the press box. I've been there. I can't tell you guys that I've not seen guys lead. I've not seen guys try to take charge on things. I can't say that, but it just feels that way. And I get that, Mike. I get the frustration with that. But the accountability thing, I agree with. And maybe he just needs to go up. Hey, Bohm, listen, man, I'm not trying to be a jerk. Get yourself straight. You're off for the rest of the series. Sorry. Just we'll talk about putting you back in the lineup on Monday. What harm? Maybe scare somebody. Because I don't think firing a coach should be the reason that startles this team. That tells me a problem with the team there. I missed the 2008 field. We all, buddy. Don't we all? Leading doesn't put runs on the board. Lead. You mean leaning? No, it can. You can get guys across the plate, things like that. I'm saying just manufacture something. Little bloop singles, little safety squeezes, whatever they have to do. They have to kind of go back to a basics a little bit. They have to try to, they're not, I think what I'm trying to say, Stelio, is that a home run, trying to crank a home run or something like that, isn't going to be the answer to this team. It just isn't. Looking, and like I said, again, starting pitching, this Phillies team makes starting pitchers all look like Cy Young. They all look like a bunch of Sandy Koufaxes, Gibsons, Whiteys. All those guys they all reincarnated because they're going up against the Phillies and they're starting pitching that day. Palante, 7 innings, 2 hits. That's all he gave up was 2 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. They should have hit on this guy. I know he's got some funky movements when he throws. He's a little hard to read, a little bit off the pitch, but I don't want to hear it. Phil Maytime came in 1 inning, blanked him. Helsley, I think it's Helsley, Helsley, Helsley came in, let up that 1 hit to Trey. Okay, jolted the system. Boom, 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 in and out. Just prolong the inevitable in my eyes. Like I said, 9 innings, 3 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. That is it. It's disgusting. Small ball. Yep, kind of what I'm alluding to. Phillies will roll tomorrow, though. Mikolos sucks. Listen, man. Who was the guy they pitched against in Atlanta? What the hell? I'm blanking on his name. He had a 7.20 ERA. I was just like, I kind of thought that too, but I'm like, when you say things like that, I feel that's when they look at that, it gets in their head. This team should not be. They should treat every guy like a Sandy freaking Koufax out there. You know what I mean? They should treat it like it's a reincarnation of Roy Halladay. They should treat it like that there. Like they have the Zach Wheeler of their team staring down the gun of the barrel right there. That's how they should look at every starting pitcher right now and get out of this funk. Like, I understand Mikolos isn't a good pitcher right now. But do you know what will get you out of a good funk? When a team can't hit starting freaking pitching. Like, it's just, it can't happen. Let Cody Clemens play. Get those guys off the bench. Clear the bench right now. Clemens, Rojas, Sosa. Get them out in the field. Take out Marsh, take out Bohm. Anybody else who's struggling? Max Kepler, whatever you have to do. Maybe that'll wake him up. Put 3 guys, flip the bench out for 3 guys who've been starting. Maybe that'll do it. Jeter was the captain of the Yankees, and everybody knew this. So tell me who the captain or the captains on the Phillies are. I would imagine Harper and Schwarber should be. How they handle business is how they handle business, Mike. It's not for me to say. Is it working right now? No. Have they had success over the last few years? Yes. Not the ultimate success, not the main success that we want. But have they been a successful team? Yeah. I mean, just not the ultimate success. So, yeah, in my eyes, that's a failure in that sense. But you can't say this team's not been a good team. They've been, always in the fight up until the end, except for last year. I'm not getting to that. But seeing that ball at 92 miles per hour from Mikolas should help. Should help. Bohm is on my Bradford hate level for me. Yeah, I mean, it's funny how we were all ever since Bohm had that turnaround when he said, I hate this place, Fred. That he really turned it around, and I feel like we're right back to where I think we're all lipping. We hate this guy now. Again, I think a lot of it has to do with his mentality. I mean, if he's hitting and he's acting but he's doing well and he has these little feeble-minded moments, you're not going to get upset about. But the guy is struggling. I mean, I just. Like I said, right now you want to do. I think you could just clear the bench out. You could tell all the 3 guys who sit on the bench normally, you're all starting tomorrow. Boom, you're out. Brandon, you're out. Kepler, sit down. Just everybody sit down. I'm putting these 3 guys in. What's the harm going to happen? It's April 12th. Who cares? What's the worst could happen? He swings at every first pitch. He has a temper tantrum. Like, how is he still swinging at every first pitch? And that's my other problem. That's where I think I will blame Robbie, and I will play. Now, I don't know what's said to him before he comes out. I don't know if they put their hand on his shoulder and said, listen, Alec, do me a favor. Go see a pitch or 2. Let's see how this guy throws. See the ball coming out of his hand. Get a feel for him. Unless that cookie's right there for you, take it. But even then, don't take it. I just be like, I don't know if they're saying that or not, and he's just not listening. So, but if he's not listening, it's on them to listen, bud, we've told you numerous times, stop swinging at the first pitch. So if he's not listening, that's on Robbie or K Long or whoever it is. If they're not telling him and they're just trying to let him get out of his funk, this is when they really need to start telling him. Go see a few pitches. You know what? Don't swing the bat at all. You're going to get out anyway. Just strike out then. Just see how the guy throws the ball. So at least the next time you come up, maybe you'll have some data to work with. Fred, it's frustrating. It's absolutely frustrating. Here you go. Go trade for Trout. Trout's doing really well right now. The Angels actually have a decent record, and you guys want to trade for him. Yeah, that's not happening. The Mike Trout thing's not going to happen. I like the white hat. It's cream colored. I think it's just a little hard to tell because of the green screen, but it is the cream colored. Yes, thank you. Maybe Bohm and Marsh need a standing ovation like Turner. Nope. Forget that. I'm over that stuff. I mean, I don't think that's going to help. I think you'll see Bohm start crying because he knows that he needs that or something. I don't know. But let's do this. Let's take take a trip down the old Broad Street bottom line. Bottom line is this team needs a shakeup. That is the bottom line. Bottom line is this can't keep happening. Bottom line is Bohm or somebody needs to be made an example of. I'm not saying to fire anybody, anything like that. All that kind of stuff. They just shake them up. Take the 3 bench players, put them out in the field. I think you'll get more from Cody Clemens. They'll take their opportunities. I think it might be the right way to just shake this team up. All 3 bench players, take them off the bench, put them out in the field, and let the other guys who are struggling the most take a friggin' seat. But what worse could happen? Mike Trout might retire after the season, and we don't need a DH. I am not worried about Mike Trout. I think the ovation was sarcasm. At least I hope it was. No, knowing Mike, it was definitely Fred. It was definitely sarcasm. Trust me, you. I know, but I'm just saying that's not what this team needs. Like there's like, listen, I'm not against the ovation to an extent, but I don't think it's going to work for everybody because at that point, when you do it, if you do it every time somebody struggles, it loses its validity. I mean, I think listen, it helped Trey. Definitely helped him get out whatever funk he was in. And he wasn't a temper tantrum type situation with him. I think the situations kind of have to dictate that. But yeah, the thing is, shake it up. This stat line of 3 hits, with no RBIs, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts is horrible and should never happen again. What a terrible, nauseating line that is. But let's see how the other teams in the Major League Baseball are handling it right now. All right, guys, we're going around the bases. So let's see who's still going on the Apple TV game of the night, if you have Apple TV. Right now is your Detroit. It's Detroit versus Minnesota. They are up 7-5 in the bottom of the 9th. So that is going on. If it plays that way, Detroit will take the win over Minnesota. Top of the 8th right now. San Diego is walloping Colorado 8-0. Also top of the 8th, Arizona is losing to Milwaukee 3-0. Tied in the 6th, bottom of the 6th, Seattle versus the Rangers 3-3. Top of the 6th, it's a 0-0 game right now with Dodgers and Cubs. Top of the 5th, the Mets are up 2-1 over the Athletics. And gone final for the night. Cleveland beat the Royals 7-0. Cincinnati beat Pitt 5-3. Tampa Bay beat Atlanta 6-3. San Fran walloped the Yankees 9-1. San Fran, they were final in 6. They must have had a rain out or something. It was in New York, so yeah, it must be the weather. But they I guess they got enough innings in for a 9-1 victory, and I guess because they were up so much on them. And San Fran 10-3 right now. There's a team to watch right now. I know that means nothing in baseball in April, but just pointing that out. Washington beat Miami 7-4. Chicago White Sox walloped Boston 11-1. Houston also beaten up on the LA Angels 14-3. Maybe they will trade Trout. I don't know. And then, of course, as you know, Phillies lost to St. Louis 2-0, and then postponed because of the weather. Baltimore, Toronto. I don't know when it's postponed to. It just says postponed. So that game is not happening. So I guess that'll be made up at a later date. But that is it. And like I said, guys, the Phils lost 2-0 to St. Louis Cardinals. Tomorrow it is a odd 2:15 Saturday start. So there's that. Two days in a row, 2:15 games. That's Saturday and Sunday. Christopher Sanchez will be on the mound. The graphics in the background and the border are looking outstanding. Very cool. Thank you. How can you shake up a team that has been bad habits in the regular season and playoffs? Definition of crazy is the Phillies is as nothing changes. You know what, Mike? Then fire Robbie. If that's what you think it is, I'd be whatever at this point. I don't care. Whatever has to change has to change. When I see a complete lineup like this just not hitting, I think that's a better way of doing it than firing Rob Thompson, personally. Yankees torpedo bats dead. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, is a torpedo bats thing, whatever. All they do is they change the mass of the bat or the weighted part of the bat is to the player's sweet spot, like where the player makes typical contact. So, it's interesting. But like I said, Christopher Sanchez will be on the mound tomorrow at 2:15 to take on Mikolas, who is boasting a whopping 11.25 ERA. That'll be down to 3-something after the Phillies. He goes eight scoreless against the Phillies, right? That's what's going to happen. Hopefully it's not. They should beat up on him. They really should beat up on him. He has not had a great season so far. He is 0 for 1, like I said, with 11.25 ERA in 2 games. He pitched 8 innings only with 4 strikeouts with a 2.00 whip. So, yeah, there's that. What is it? Let me just see something. He has let up 13 hits. Yikes. 13 hits, 11 runs, 10 of them earned. He hasn't let up any of the long balls. Do you know what? I kind of like this. I like that. This could definitely be the kind of guy to help some of these guys get out of this funk. No long balls. Just play good old-fashioned, baseball. 13 hits, 11 runs, 10 of them earned. I'll take that. 3 walks, only 4 strikeouts. But teams against him are batting a 3.61. I mean, I think Stelio said it earlier. Maybe he is what the doctor ordered. Kind of pitcher that could get a team like the Phillies out of a funk. I'm not sitting there saying that this is the answer and they're going to win tomorrow and it's going to be a whole turnaround. But I like it. I like that he's giving up hits, a little old-fashioned baseball, small ball. Maybe just what the doctor ordered. But 2:15 tomorrow, Sanchez versus Mikolos. I like just saying his name, Mikolos. And I believe this might have changed. I have to double check, but I believe it's scheduled Pat Bernard on Saturday. But I might be everybody's favorite, Mr. Positive himself, Matty B, might be stepping in on Saturday, 2:15. And then Sundays with Mike. That's right. Mike is handling Sunday. So check that out this weekend. Hopefully we can come back, win those 2 games, and we have a W, because right now, a couple of these games I've done, I think I'm 0 and 1 or something, or 1 for 2 or 1 for 3 or whatever I am right now, whatever you want to call it. Don't forget, final word, Sunday through Thursdays here on the It's a Wrap Sports Network with Matty B. Thursdays have the Attacking Third with Pat Bernard and Steve Fuentes. They had a cool guest. The voice, radio TV voice of the Union was on Dave Leno. So that was really cool. The wraparound is on Saturdays right now, all the way up until May 4th, when these 2 knuckleheads return to the airwaves for the goofiest sports conversation in the world. Believe me, there will be things that will make you take your coffee, and I will be there to help out with some of the background stuff. So, guys, check out PM in the AM when it returns on May 4th. Other than that, guys, I want to thank everybody for joining me, because there's not a lot to talk about on these crappy moments. It was a crappy day, crappy, cold, rainy day, which was just punctuated by crappy Phillies baseball. One last comment here. How about getting Uncle Char to help Bohm and Marsh? I'd be okay with that. If they want to bring somebody in, a couple big boppers, Rye Howard, whatever, guys who've been in these situations before, to talk them off the ledge, I don't care. Whoever you got to do. You got to get like the leading sports psychiatrist in here, and so be it. Mike, thank you as always. Thank you for being great, commenting along. Fred, Star Wars, Barb, Stelio, all you guys are great. Matty B for chiming in, Joe Hale, Dave Yarnold, guys, you guys are great. Thank you for giving me the chance to do this. I don't get to do it often with my current situation, but when I get to do it, I appreciate having you guys around. So other than that, guys, like I said, 2:15 game tomorrow, and I believe it's Matty B who will be taking on the mantle of the show instead of scheduled Pat Bernard. So there's all that. Check it out, guys. I will see you next time.